This is Mrs. Lynn, the psychology teacher at OHVA. We are going to just go over a couple quick things about the psychology course. I am new to Screencast-O-Matic, which is the software I'm using to record this, so I'm not sure how good it'll be, but I'm going to do my best to record this back to school video for you. So this is only my third attempt so far. Um, Psychology is a one semester, well, I guess I should introduce myself. This is me up here in the top left-hand side of the page in that picture with my husband. It's a couple years old, but I'm not very photogenic. So once you find one good picture, you just hang on to it. Um, and a little picture here on the right talking about how things change with technology over time. I remember being in high school and my geometry teacher telling us that one day you would be able to buy everything from channels, um, shopping channels online. Little did he know that, it wouldn't just be on television, that we would have these little phones that we would carry around in our pockets, and we could do just about anything we wanted to do with a phone. So technology definitely changes over time. Okay, so psychology is a first semester only course, so it's just half a credit since it's only half a year. It is considered a social studies elective, so it can count towards either social studies credit or it can count towards your electives credit you need for graduation. It can be used either way. Just depends, and your guidance counselor or school counselor will let you know how your credits will apply based on where you need those credits at. We will have Class Connect on Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. I don't have a specific time right now. They did give me a time, but they're still making a couple little changes. And as of the time of this recording, I was not sure when that was going to be. So I can't tell you for sure yet when that will be. There will, in addition to being Class Connect on Tuesday and Thursday, we'll have some small group and one-on-one sessions. So most likely, if you're struggling with something, you're going to be invited to a small group session. If you are not turning work in, I will be contacting you by email and by phone and inviting you to attend a one-on-one session so we can come up with some type of plan, try to figure out what we need to do to get you on track. Keep in mind, I'm not going to tell you right now what I saw on the schedule was going to be scheduled at the same time as psychology because that's, could change before next week. But if there is a conflict with something that another class that you have, you can always watch the recordings. I do recommend if you have a conflict that you try to come sometimes to the live classes. So on Tuesday and Thursday, if you have two classes at the same time, you have my class and another class at the same time, maybe on Tuesdays you attend my class and Thursday you attend the other class and then watch the recordings for them on the opposite days. So that way you're having an opportunity to have live interaction in class, to contribute to our discussions, and that's a lot of what we do in psychology is talk about topics in class. So it is really important to try to come when you can, or if you know we're doing a test review, that's a good time to plan to come to class. This is a screenshot of the class. This is from the 2017-2018 school year, so a couple years ago, but it still looks basically the same basic format. The items across the top where you can click to switch around to kind of navigate around the course, class, home, plan, the content, which is the actual lessons, progress, where you can check your progress. These things are the same in all courses. There's nothing different here than what you're going to see in your other classes. It is really important that you log in each day and check out the class announcements. If I'm getting the same question from a lot of people, then I tend to go in and post an announcement in the class. I don't like to clog up everyone's email with a ton of emails. And and your parents are copied or your learning coach are copied on every email that a teacher or admin sends to you. And your parents don't need to know that, you need to check we're adding a one-on-one session or we're adding a small group or whatever. So um, check the announcements each day. It'll keep you up to date. It will help you to get answers much more quickly. If you just have a quick question about something, that's where you want to find it. There is always going to be, these will be in slightly different order, the class content modules, but there will be a Class Connect recordings unit. That will simply be a document that shows you how to find recordings and also another document that shows you what the topics were each day that we covered in class. It will not be the links to the recordings. You need to go to your Blackboard Class Connect calendar. you go to the day. But if you refer to this document, then you can say, oh, okay, on September 17th, we covered classical conditioning. I missed that one and I'm struggling with the assignment 3.1. So I need to go back to the recording for September 17th and watch that one where Mrs. Lynn says they did the assignment together in class. So that way you can find it. You go to your Blackboard Class Connect calendar, you switch the date over to the 17th, and then at 17th of September, you'll see the recording right there, and you can just click on it and watch the recording. We'll cover more of these things in orientation. This is just what the class plan looks. Obviously, nothing on here. This is, again, a screenshot from August 2017, but the plan looks the same. And you can see you have different ways you can do it as an agenda, a daily calendar, a weekly, a monthly, or as in a list format. So you can change how you look at the plan in the course. But the plan is where you're going to see everything that you need to do each day. So if you miss a week of school, maybe you take your spring break, that would be next semester. But, for instance, maybe you take a week's vacation and then you want to work ahead. Look at the plan, see what you need to do. Um, Email me if you have any questions, but most things will be answered in your course. What are we doing next week? On Monday and Tuesday, you have orientation that you were provided by, what we used to refer to, for those of you who are veterans of OHVA, we referred to them in the past as advisors. Now their new title is advocates. The advocates and the school counselors will be doing various orientations with you on Monday and Tuesday. They've provided those schedules to you by email, so make sure that you refer to those to know where to be each day and at what time. On Wednesday, we will have an orientation for psychology. Again, I will email you a welcome to psychology email and give you the specific time. I will also post an announcement on the course homepage with a specific time. And as of Monday, when I am able to access and schedule Class Connects, you will see the recording or the date of when and time on Wednesday when we're meeting. I think it's going to be around 1:30-ish, but don't hold me to it. Refer to those future things that will show you as of Monday. You'll be able to see exactly when we're meeting. We will have an orientation and then there will be the discussion. We don't do discussions in the course except for the very first one, and it is extra credit, but it's kind of a get to know you thing. Where do you live? Why did you take psychology? What are you looking forward to learning about in psychology? What are maybe some topics that interest you? What are your pastimes? I always find lots of students realize they have things in common with their classmates by doing this get to know you or extra credit opportunity discussion. Thursday, we'll have our pre-test for the course. We'll have a very short check-in session. It'll be the same time as when we meet on Wednesday. We'll have a very short check-in. I'll go over again the pretest and what you need to know about the pretest, to where to find it and everything, just to make sure everybody knows where to find it and how to get logged in and get that completed. That's due on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'll have a check-in session where I'm there and available if you want to stop in and ask any questions, but you're not required to come to these. Thursday and Friday will be more optional. If you've been here a long time and you understand the whole pre-test process, you won't necessarily need to come on Thursday and Friday, but I will be there in the classroom to answer any questions that maybe as you've gotten into class and looked around, you're starting to have questions about. So, what kinds of things do we talk about in psychology? We talk about a lot of things. We have a whole unit that is more kind of a biology-based unit where we really look at the structure and function of the brain and different parts of the brain. We look at things like different psychological perspectives. So, all psychologists don't look at things the same way and have the same ideas about why things work or how things work. So, you do learn about different, the behaviorist perspective, the cognitive perspective, the psychoanalytic perspective. We'll talk about Freud and Watson and Skinner, some various famous psychologists and things that they did. And this is one of the concepts of Freud that we talk about, which is the id, ego, and superego. So lots of fun things to be discovered this semester. Even if you don't think, I'm never going into psychology, maybe you're thinking I'm not going to go to college, it's always helpful to understand, why do people act the way they do, what drives people to behave the way they do, and it can be helpful in any career or just in your future in general. So I'm looking forward to a great semester. I will see you next week at orientation and have a great day.